Hey friends, and welcome back. This is Jenny from Polly's Paper Studio, and today is a Scrap Your Stash day. We are working with non-traditional Christmas colors, which is a good way to work beyond your holiday craft stash to get just the right combinations for your project. So stick with me and we'll make this together. The inspiration for my card today was this great sticker sheet. I've had this in my stash for quite a while, and that is because I liked it enough to buy several sets, and so this one is my last remaining, and I decided to be inspired by the non-traditional colors. So it has a chartreuse, has some pink and some light blue. So I'm pulling the tree from this sticker set, and I'm going to combine some not holiday pattern papers to go with it. And that is a great way to use up your stash and get extra use out of your pattern paper. So what I'm pairing this with is the spring collection from Echo Park. This is also a stash set, and let me tell you, this is about as far from Christmas as you can get. This is a very spring inspired, but it does have those beautiful bright colors, and I'm going to use that green check to be my matting because I think it just goes so well. And then I'm going to layer on this sweet checkerboard pattern. It's set at a diagonal, so that is a little bit of extra detail. And I am just going to add this with 1/8 of an inch border. For this piece, I have foam on the back, so this will be my first dimensional layer, and because I like a little bit of added security, I'm going to just add a bit of wet adhesive as well and add this to my card base. I think it's easier to get it lined up if you don't have it folded. So that's going right in the center. I'm still working with that 1/8 of an inch border so that all of my layers will be consistent. And I did finish the inside of this card with coordinating paper. I can come back in later and add a small section for a sentiment to be added. I've got my next layer. Instead of my regular doily, I cut this Sweetheart Swirl die from Spellbinders. This is a Becca Fekin die, and I liked the size of it for my tree. Now you see how that really helps to fill in all that space. Because I'm going to add a fair amount of flowers, I'm not going to be super concerned about getting adhesive on all those really delicate little swirly parts. I'm just going to add some wet adhesive to the back and then rely on the flowers to hold down the sides. So this was cut with regular white cardstock, and I did want it to have a little bit of a sparkly finish. So once I had it cut, I used my stickles and I just laid down a bit of that on all of the flourishy parts that were going to stick out. Then I shook on some Martha Stewart glitter while it was still wet. So that gave me an extra level of glitter, finer look. If you like a chunkier look, you can go with the coarse glitter, but I think this works really well on the more delicate cut areas. So the next layer is more of that green, and this is an oval that I cut with my nested stitched oval from Cherryland Designs, and I'm going to top that with a second oval, more texture instead of pattern paper. So let's get this on right in the middle. You can see now how that's going to start holding down those die cut pieces. And here is that next pattern level. I've got this embossed. This is just regular white cardstock, and I ran it through with this Doris Snowflake embossing folder, and that adds quite a bit of detail along with the stitched edge. So that is going to be the platform for the tree. Now, I know that this has been in my stash for a bit, so I'm going to add extra adhesive to this, even though it is sticky on the back, just because this isn't a very flat surface with the embossed area. And I'm aiming that actually higher than middle. So my little star will poke out over the top, and that's because I have a fairly large flower arrangement to add, which is this. And I have created these with my favorite poinsettia die. That's another Becca Feekin Spellbinders die. And then this white flower in the center is part of a magnolia from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and I have just taken out the center portion and replaced it with the stamens. Those also came from Really Reasonable Ribbon because I thought that gray would match this holiday card a little better than the yellow. I've also tucked in some die cut holly leaves and some loopy twine bows. Here are just some little holiday picks for matching that beautiful chartreuse. And you can see the pattern on the back of that plaid poinsettia was part of a different summer collection. So I'm definitely not in season, but I'm getting a lot of extra mileage out of my summer patterns. So this is going to go here on the bottom, and it just kind of hugs that package. I'm picking this side because I'm kind of wanting to neutralize a little bit of that stark red, because I just don't know that it goes as well with the chartreuse and pink. And add that with a fair bit of hot glue because it's kind of heavy with all those pieces added in together. I think that plaid looks really nice on that checkered pattern. It isn't too busy, in my opinion. Here is a second smaller flower arrangement. So the same pattern paper with the smaller die, same loopy twine bows and leaves, and one more of those Christmas pick. And that's going to go right there at the top. First, I want to add these charms. So I have a tree. I thought it would be fun to add another tree and a small snowman. If you are looking for great metal charms, you should go and check out the Funky Junky Boutique because they have some really great varieties there for all different seasons. I'm clipping that extra thread off quickly before I add anything else. And so now I'm going to add those flowers at the top. Here's my beautiful bow. This is tied with a celery green chevron twill. I picked that up from Really Reasonable Ribbon as well, and a actual vintage button for the center. That's just going to hug the edge of that oval section. And last but not least, I have a couple more vintage buttons to add to the bottom. So that is all for my Scrap My Stash Christmas greeting card using non-traditional colors. I know I still have a few holdouts out there that are not yet fans of pink for Christmas, and I'm still working on you. I'm not naming names. You know who you are. You can call yourself out in the comment if you like, but I'm not going to rat on you here. But I haven't given up, and I'm going to get you to like pink for Christmas. So check out the description below for links to all of our social media sites. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And if you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe. As always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.